Okay, we're back at it. Ladies and gentlemen, the next group in front of you is the Gold and Blues Jazz Band. This group has been active all winter and early spring. First competition that we went to, they played in Georgia, and they brought home first place at the Peach Bowl Jazz Competition. All right, so the first tune we're going to play for you is entitled Fancy Pants. It's a swing tune by Sammy Nestico, and it's going to feature Burton Anderson on the trumpet. Okay, so just to wrap up our season a little bit more. So after we came back from Georgia, The next competition we had was in January. We went to the Iowa High School Music Association solo and ensemble, not solo and ensemble, we just had that. The Jazz Festival, State Jazz Festival. And this group earned a Division I Superior rating. So congratulations to them. The next tune we're going to play for you is one that you have not heard yet, those of you that have been to all our competitions and things. This is a ballad. It's a piece entitled "A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square," and it is a vocal solo accompanied by jazz band. So to set the stage a little bit, this piece is about a young English lady who, in the course of World War II, had one night, magical night, where she met a young American GI in London, and they went to the Ritz and they danced, and then of course he had to go off and fight, and so she never saw him again. But this is her retelling their magic night of going to the Ritz and being two young people in love. So our soloist tonight, who's dressed to fit the style of piece, so she will not be dressed like this, but she's going to sing as the young lady, and will you please welcome Miss Lexi Mathis. Okay, so now I have to stall a little bit so she has time to change. So following Iowa High School Music Association Jazz Festival, the next place that we competed was the Morningside Jazz Festival, and they did a really, really nice job there. That festival was huge. There was, I think, 22 bands in Class 3A alone, something like that. So it was really quite a big group, and bands from all over, not just Iowa. So a lot of people we don't normally keep in the mic. Sorry, you're taught not to do that. But they did a really nice job. They ended up getting 10th against bands from all over Minnesota, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Iowa. So they did a really good job there. Lots of positive recognition for our soloists. The final competition that we did was the Northwest Iowa Jazz Championships. And we had several students get an Outstanding Soloist Award. So the solos that you heard Burton do and some of the other ones that you'll hear here in our last two pieces, the judges rated as an outstanding solo, and that you have to have at least 2 judges recognize you for that, so it's not an easy thing to do. Make sure I don't forget anybody. So on alto saxophone, we had Lucy Anderson. On tenor saxophone, we had Renee Callahan. On guitar, Kiki Tot, and on drums, Henry Osborne. There wasn't anybody else, right? Those 4? And so can we recognize them? Maybe round of applause. You know, like I said with the Grandview group, it's really tough to put yourself out there and to do a solo, and so they, regardless of getting, you know, the little certificate from a random judge that they'll never see again, just the fortitude and the courage to do that should be commended. So I'm very proud of all of our students who undertake those solos. The next piece that we're going to play for you is a Latin chart, a samba entitled "It's Not My Fault." It's by Paul Clark. We had fun kind of through this year making fun of that title. Everything was not anybody's fault in jazz rehearsal. So, but they did a nice job. But there's 2 soloists on this one. On alto saxophone, Lucy, and on tenor saxophone, Renee, and then they will do what we call trading 4s. And so they each have their own longer solo, and then at one point, every 4 measures, they pass the solo back and forth. And that's kind of fun because they have to work off of what the other person did previously. Have I stalled long enough? No. Yay! All right, so we hope you enjoy "It's Not My Fault." Okay, we have one more piece for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this with the coffee shop idea and all of that. We've had a lot of fun this season, and hopefully you are noticing that. Can we give another round of applause to Mrs. Bubevich? When we're done tonight, so as many of you know, there's this small thing that happens every year at Heelan called the Heelan Auction. So, notice my sarcasm, little thing. They need all of these tables and chairs. So we have some racks. Students are going to help me get them where they need to go, but if you guys could help us rack them up and all that, that would make things go a lot smoother. This stuff has to get cleaned up and all that, so the old adage, many hands make light work, so if we can all help with that, I'd really appreciate it. So the last tune that we're going to play for you is a rock tune, a funk rock tune entitled Barbecue Sauce. It's going to feature quite a few soloists. Let's see, hopefully I remember them in the right order. Chris, right? Yeah, Chris Peters on trombone, Andy Wynn on Barry sax, Kiki on guitar, she's like right behind me, Cahill Kirkpatrick on bass trombone, Renee Callahan on tenor saxophone, and then towards the end, Henry Osborne will hopefully not destroy my drum set, but he'll rock out there towards the end. So we hope you enjoy Barbecue Sauce.